Welcome back. You see we got a nice fire going. Today, I haven't done one of these videos, but I always thought of the idea. I think it's more that I'm known for just my physical and calisthenic abilities. So I have more talents to offer. I want to offer my point of view on just give my perspective on holidays. And so we're getting around that time, about 2 days for Christmas. And I will say that I think overall, in the beginning, it was supposed to be known for the birth of Jesus, but at the time, just as Satan and his demons always do, spiritual warfare, right? And that's how I believe that holidays have been used for not good things anymore. And they were made for good celebrations, but lately in the world, Satan has used it for an example, like Thanksgiving, you got gluttony. For like each holiday you can, and then Christmas, materialism, like that's what they've used it for. Instead of representing the birth of Christ, you got Santa Claus. Satan Claus is just one letter off from Santa. Satan. Santa's one letter off from Satan. Let me get my words straight so you can understand what I'm saying better. But yeah, that's, I think, is, just like how God intended things to be, Satan tries to replicate it and do his twist and his version on it, which is never good. It's never good when he does that. Because then he uses sin to try to get us. It's in materialism, anything to distract our eyes from the true light of Christ, and the true is not good. Too much, not saying that gifts is a bad thing, but it's like it's not all what Christmas is tended to be about, is gifts and materialistic things.
What you doing?
Dude, I'm doing a video talking about holidays, you know what I'm saying? And like,
dang, you got that.
Yeah, it's a nice fire going. Got a nice Jenga stack. But we're talking about how Christmas is not, how Satan has used it for something that it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to represent the birth of Jesus, and that's what. Well, you got all these Christmas songs. They don't mention, most of them don't ever mention Christ or Jesus, and it just puts you in a trance, and it's just turned into a big shopping spree and thing to make money. That's what this world has become, and that's not what Christ intended it to be. Then you got Halloween, which is, that's, and then dress up, as dead people and spirits and demons, and that's not witches, and that's not, good thing to focus on. But let's get back to the positive, though. At least it represents the birth of Jesus, and
spit.
And Santa Claus, like they always, like Santa Claus coming down the chimney, like what I don't know if you asked me, but like
he's coming down right now.
Santa Claus coming down the chimney, that sounds kind of like sexual, and that shouldn't, that's to put that in a holiday, like, and what you got, Santa and his elves, like, to me, that representation is not Christ-like or
bro
at all.
You know what I saw downtown?
What?
Some big, I'm talking big balls, bro. Dude, these.
And as I was saying, like, just sexual meanings, and this is what the enemy always tries to do. The spirits and principalities, they use something that was originally intended to be a celebration of Christ as good and turn into something it's not so good. Not to say that you shouldn't or you can't celebrate Christmas, but you can't forget what it's about, what it's truly about. It's about family and celebrating the birth of Christ.
Yo, bro.
That's why I don't like holidays, because I feel like it's been, the way people celebrate them these days, and it's like it represents the 7 deadly sins to me. Like, got Halloween, people dressing up in these costumes, showing body parts they shouldn't, that like lust and pride, and then you got Christmas and materialism, and then Thanksgiving, gluttony, and it's like all the sins have been put in the holidays, just a reason to distract you, from the system and the matrix of what's really going on, the matrix of what's really behind the reasoning, and all this money being made for what. That's not what these holidays is. It's what they're centered around today, but that's not what they were made in the past to be centered around. Making money, and it's just become an evil thing, I think, in a way. Are you gonna get that, bro? I'd probably burn out will be good. And I know that's like, you're like, why should I listen to my perspective? I mean, why should you care what I have to say? Well, the best I can answer to that is this: I haven't participated and really been in the sports or watching friend group. I've spent a lot of time just on my own, reading the Bible, reading books, spiritual books. So I wouldn't say I'm Einstein or nothing, but I'm definitely wiser than your average cat, for sure. Like, I'm not over here just not paying attention to things that are going on that the average person doesn't see or doesn't pay attention to, which I think you should, because it's very important to look at where the world's heading, and things with the government and the people who really run, what their goals are in mind. Because I could go off and rant hours and hours about it's all connected, to one big thing, and the Luciferian conspiracy, and that's a whole different video though for that one. But hope you all got some insights from my perspective, and also another one reason is I'm physically fit and disciplined, and not everyone has that. Physically fit and disciplined, and it takes someone of that teaches you wisdom in itself doing that, and then that teaches you some wisdom being physically fit and disciplined, and see and reading. I think that's necessary for studying, the Bible and all that wisdom. You can do that and still miss it if you're not, truly looking at things for what they truly are and the purpose behind it. Thanks for listening and watching. Subscribe, like, comment if you have any feedback on what I had to say. Here for the positive feedback, negative feedback, whatever. I want to hear your thoughts. I'm open to other people's thoughts and opinions. Thank you. Peace out.
Your brother's right here.